Manchester United have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. And the likes of Garnacho leaving is our best chance to actually start working a little bit more in the transfer market. And that is where we need to get it done. Now let's talk about this. Of course, in the thumbnail, you guys see Garnacho, Emi Martinez, and Granit Xhaka, and I'm going to be talking about all these players individually in this video. But with Garnacho and Emi Martinez specifically, there is a tie to it. There is honestly a tie to it, and I believe that there's something that we can do about this situation to get it a little bit better than what it is right now as we sit. Now, Garnacho is somebody that is out of the market when it comes to Manchester United. Manchester United are not looking to bring Garnacho back into the fold. That's one thing that we know for sure. We know this for sure. So the idea is what is going to happen and what is happening for us to actually get Garnacho out of the book. And we already know that Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League. That is absolutely known. It's not something that we need to even focus about. That's what he has basically stated so far in this transfer window. It's basically said by Fabrizio Romano here. He says Garnacho continues to express his preference for Premier League move this summer. He is out of the United project despite calls from several clubs abroad. Garnacho wants to continue in England. It's a clear preference. Talks will follow in the coming days. That's one thing that we need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to this because we need to get it done. We need to get it done as quick as possible because honestly, that gives us an opportunity to then go into the market and finish the things that we need to do. Manchester United doesn't just need Brian Mbeumo. We also need Brandon Buemo. We need a midfielder. We need somebody that would absolutely do the trick in the front line. And I'm also going to get to that situation and the links that we have about that. All these things I'm going to get to. But it is mind blowing. It is mind blowing how we are inept in kind of putting things together and making this thing actually happen. Because what we see in this situation is that Manchester United and Emi Martinez have been flirting with themselves. The entourage of Emi Martinez have been putting Manchester United in the top front of this idea of him leaving Aston Villa. So as we are talking about Emi Martinez leaving Aston Villa and Manchester United are looking for a goalkeeper to replace Andre Onana, it is going to be remiss of us not to think about Emi Martinez coming to Manchester United and Garnacho going to Aston Villa. Yeah, at least we should start the conversation. Because if we are willing to take somebody from them and give somebody to them, then it makes it a lot more visible to talk about. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. I actually do not want Emi Martinez at Manchester United because I do not believe he's good for us. I honestly do not believe he's better than Andre Onana. And I know it is shocking for a lot of people to even hear that. I don't believe he's better. And then if you look at last season, he had statistic, Jesus, based on the statistics of last season, based on the statistics of last season, this guy had a worse season than Andre Onana. So why are we going to get him? Why do we want to then go in and then start looking for him in terms of bringing him in? It don't make any sense. If we are losing and getting rid of Andre Onana, we need to make sure we need to focus on the likes of getting someone better, getting somebody astronomically better than Andre Onana. And then if we can do that, then I know for sure that I would accept him leaving. I would accept him leaving to go to another team. I would accept that. But the likes of Emi Martinez coming one way and him going doesn't make any sense to me right now. It really doesn't. But don't get me wrong, I would rather take that than actually go through what we have been going through so far. I would rather take that to absolutely open the conversations of Garnacho leaving Manchester United in order for us to be able to get the money that we need to then facilitate other deals. It is basically like in chess where you basically allow one guy to be eaten and then you get three other pieces, other pawns. You allow your pawn to get eaten for you to be able to attack the queen. That is my thought process in this situation. Because in my mind, I believe what you do in that situation is that you say, okay, Emi Martinez has 1 year of his contract left. Okay, come here. We'll pay you a certain amount, but then you pay us what you need to be paying us to get Garnacho. And then we are going to have money left over, plus the idea of PSR being double the amount. You get me? Because this is an academy player. And then when we do that situation, then we open our PSR up for us to actually inject some money into the club and then go in and get some things done. Because we truly need to get some things done. We truly do. I literally made a video right now that is posted on my TikTok and on my YouTube short. So whenever you guys get a chance, you go check it out right after this video, by the way. But I made a video, should Manchester United? That's the quick fact. I need to actually put it here on what do you call it, on a poll. Let's put it on a poll because I think it's something that we need to actually think about. You get me? It's something that we actually need to think about because we can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. And what I'm talking about is I'm talking about Manchester United going for Brian Mbeumo. Manchester United going for Brian Mbeumo because we have been going through this situation for so long right now. And I don't think it should be the case. We should not be dealing with this situation like this. We really should not. You understand me? We shouldn't be dealing with this situation. Okay, let's see. And I want to actually start a poll. I'm going to say it should Manchester United, Manchester United, that's if I can spell, walk away from the Mbeumo deal? Question mark. Yes or no? So that's basically the question right there. Should Manchester United walk away from the Brian Mbeumo deal? Because in my mind, I think there should be a conversation had. We need to actually have a conversation about that situation. It doesn't make any sense that we continue playing the games that we have been doing. It doesn't make any sense. Brian Mbeumo, when we came into this season, right? When he came into this transfer window, the first thing um uh uh Kefa says, let me go to Chelsea. But that's also something that we talk about Garnacho. Is Chelsea still going to come and get Garnacho? It's a question that we need to ask. Is Chelsea going to come and get Garnacho? Because one thing is for sure, if Chelsea comes to get Garnacho, we should put a sell-on clause on it. We should put a sell-on clause on it. Because one thing is for sure, one thing is clearly for sure, Chelsea will find a way to sell Garnacho for 80 to 90 million pounds. They know how to do it better than we do. Let's take the price that we get right now, put a 20 to 30 million sell-on clause on Garnacho, and then let him go. I understand that. But it doesn't make any sense that we keep on suffering in this situation. It doesn't make any sense. Manchester United are struggling to get a deal done with Brian Mbeumo. And I'm also going to talk about that situation because Brian Mbeumo, in my mind, is a talented footballer that deserves to come to Manchester. Not even deserves. That him coming to Manchester United would absolutely raise the floor of our team. But don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. Brian Mbeumo is not worth 70 million pounds. No, he's not. Let's be clear about things. Brian Mbeumo is not worth 70 million pounds. In fact, if it's a right market, Brian Mbeumo is a 55 million pounds player. But I understand that it is not the right market. I understand that Manchester United have been facing a lot of trials and tribulations so far. So Manchester United valuating him for around 65 million is a right evaluation. It's the right evaluation. So why are we going any further? It doesn't make any sense that we go any further. In my mind, stick to 65 and then tell Brian Mbeumo, if you want to come to Manchester United, make it happen. Make it happen. Because that's where you then see a situation of us being clear and crystal clear about him coming. Go into your director of football. Say, hey, buddy, I'm trying to go to Manchester United. This is the move of my dreams. I've given you guys 3 years, 3 good years of my life, of my footballing career. I've given you guys. You guys need to let me go now. Get the deal done for £65 million. And by the next morning, we will literally see that Manchester United have gotten the here we go. That's one thing that you will need to do. Real Madrid do it often. Real Madrid do it often. In fact, the likes of Tottenham Hotspur and Dan Levy, right, literally try to do it with Morgan Gibbs White. Now they got caught. They got caught because they wanted to make it so effective that they absolutely showed their hands too early. They showed their hands too early, and that's where the mistake happens. You get me? You show your hands too early, mistake happens. Because in my mind, I think Tottenham Hotspur should have gone there and say, hey, how about we give you 45 million plus 5 million? And Tottenham Hotspur, what do you call it? Brentford, not Brentford, but Nottingham Forest would be like, no, no, that's not what we want for our start, man. Okay, how about we give you 50 plus 5? No, that's not what we want. Okay, how about we give you 60? And then the moment they mention 60 is then legally binding that the release clause is 60 and they need to accept it. But you just go there and you splash out 60 like as if you knew something before. Now there's going to be a tough time for Nottingham Forest actually proving that they actually spoke to the player before, but it's already causing a lot of problems for Tottenham Hotspur already. But in my mind, Manchester United getting this deal done would absolutely inquire. It will require that Brian Mbeumo go to speak to Brentford himself. He needs to go and speak to Brentford himself. And then when he does, then we will start seeing fruits of this work that we have seen. Kefa says, but Garnacho is playful, but Mbeumo can work. I don't understand, buddy. I don't understand. Garnacho is a player. He's a baller. Nobody is denying that fact. But his character off the pitch is also something that you need to have a successful team, especially when you're rebuilding. When you're rebuilding, you cannot be having people pulling a different way. You need to have focus. You need to have a consolidated um, focus of push. If not, you start seeing breaks and cracks in the foundations, and you can't afford that, especially in a team that is rebuilding. You just can't afford it. You honestly just can't afford it. That's the problem about this situation. We need to make sure that we can actually get these things over the line. Like get Garnacho going to either Chelsea or Aston Villa. Getting Brian Mbeumo over the line. Understanding whether we are going to go for Emi Martinez, especially because Andre Onana is injured with a hamstring injury and is going to be missing 6 to 8 weeks, especially because of that. And the situation, it doesn't help any matters because nobody was lining up to sign Andre Onana before he got injured. And you know for sure, for dang sure, nobody is going to be lining up to sign him right now. That's the hard part about the situation. And that's the part that we need to get right. We need to get out of this whole situation of us just sitting on our hands. It doesn't make any sense to me, bro. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, though, one thing is for sure about this situation is now let's talk about Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka, somebody that I really hold dear in my heart. I really think that he is a baller. I honestly believe that he is one of the cogs, the linchpin of the reason why Leverkusen went that season without getting beat. I honestly believe that he is a talented footballer, and when he was in Arsenal, I really wanted him at my club in United. I really did, but there was no way it was going to happen. Now, Sunderland are working on a deal for Granit Xhaka, but also made direct approach to Frank Zombo Ngisa agents on Wednesday. So they basically made an approach to Ngisa's agent on Wednesday. Napoli have already offered Ngisa to sign a new deal with club confidence to get the green light soon and sign until 2028. So in this particular news here, I don't know if you guys know who this is, but Franco Zambonisa, a talented footballer, a talented box to box player. You get me? Talented. He was part of the reasons why Napoli won the Scudetto last season. And now Napoli are looking to renew his contract. But in that problem of Napoli trying to renew his contract, he's basically fielding interest. There are a lot of people that are interested now in Ngisa, the likes of Sunderland. We have already seen Sunderland doing magical things in the transfer market already. We have seen them do magical things in the transfer market already. So the situation then has to be that they need to think about it. They now need to think about it and they need to make sure that they can get the situation under control. So Napoli definitely have a run for their money. That's for sure. They have a run for their money. Now, about Liverpool, Florian Plattenberg has basically said that Liverpool have reached out to Eintracht Frankfurt in the past 24 hours to once again register their interest in Hugo Ekitike. As reported, if Liverpool do not manage to get Alexander Isak, they want to go for Ekitike. Frankfurt have not reached an agreement with any club so far. They are in talks with Newcastle and Liverpool. So far, there's only been one concrete written offer from Newcastle. And if you guys did not know about that written offer, it was 80 million pounds. They offered Ekitike 80 million pounds to get him from Eintracht Frankfurt to Newcastle. And the funny thing about that situation is that Newcastle already have Isak. You get me? But they lost Wilson because they tried to offer Wilson a very disrespectful contract in my mind. It is so disrespectful that if they offer you that contract as a player, if you are not somebody that nobody is wanting and you don't have any other likes, that's the only reason why you take that contract. But they offered him a pay to play contract. Play to pay contract. That means you only get paid when you play. That is due to his injury record. That's the reason why they gave him that offer. And don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. I understand why Newcastle would offer somebody like that record, that offer. But just let him go. If you need to offer him that kind of money or that kind of contract, let him go. You get me? Fabrizio Romano, of course, came out and spoke about this situation also. He says Liverpool made contact for Hugo Ekitike on Monday before approach to Newcastle for Isak. This is madness. So Liverpool made contact with Hugo Ekitike on Monday. And right after making contact with Hugo Ekitike, they went around and made contact with Newcastle for Isak. That is a club that is ready to do the business. That is a club that is ready to get business done because you are moving on two fronts. You are moving on two fronts. But Manchester United cannot do anything until Brandon Mbeumo is done. Help me see Wala. See problem. Bro, see problem. Manchester United cannot do anything until Brandon Mbeumo is done because of how capped they are when it comes to the money. Because of how bad our management has been for so long and our recruitment. The majority of our money this year is going to players that are already in the club. That's the madness. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. Before we go any forward, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button if you guys haven't. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on anything that we do here on Pillar Sports. But it's mind blowing to me. It truly is. It truly is. Manchester United suffering, needing a striker, but we are absolutely hell bent on looking at Nicholas Jackson. Now, talking about Nicholas Jackson, several clubs have started to move for Nicholas Jackson as his exit from Chelsea remains possible this summer. AC Milan deal currently off, price too high, and no intention to proceed. Premier League clubs making initial approaches, including Manchester United. It has basically been reported and rumored that Manchester United are looking at Nicholas Jackson as an option for this summer. They are looking at Nicholas Jackson as an option for this summer, people. I want to say it one more time because people at the back are not hearing me. Manchester United are looking at Nicholas Jackson for an option this summer. Now, I'm going to say some things that is going to literally juxtapose how I just said that line. If Manchester United are looking at Nicholas Jackson on a loan move, I would agree. I would absolutely take him because he is actually good at hold up play. And let me tell you something, based on the players that we are trying to buy in Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, I honestly think that Manchester United will do very well with the likes of Joshua Zirkzee holding up play and bringing the likes of Mbeumo and Cunha into the play and running off them running off him. And guess what? Nicholas Jackson can do the same thing. So if Manchester United are going to be getting Nicholas Jackson on loan, I would be open to the fact of this just gives us a time for us to get the deal done for the striker next summer. It gives us 1 year for us to put the money together and then do the summer bid. You get me? But when it comes to us actually doing something from uh, buying him on a permanent transfer, no, that's where I call the line. That's where I draw the line. I don't believe that he's good enough to be Manchester United's number 9. I don't believe that he's good enough to be Manchester United's number 9. Because Nicholas Jackson, being that he scored 10 goals last season, I understand that he might be better than Rasmus Højlund, which I actually do not agree. I don't agree. The talent for Rasmus Højlund is still there. It's just very, very hard when every single person is dysfunctioned in our club. Every single person played down par. Even Bruno Fernandes, that had a really, really good season, did not hit the heights that Bruno has already hit in Manchester United. So why are we expecting Rasmus Højlund to all of a sudden be the world beater when every single person did not do the job? I still believe in Rasmus Højlund. I truly still do. So in my mind, getting Nicholas Jackson to Manchester United should not be the priority. We should get him, let's say, at the end of the summer, when we haven't gotten a striker, we could go to Nicholas Jackson on loan. That is the only time I see the situation as being worth it. That is the only time I see the situation as being worth it. But apart from that, no way. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal for this summer. And we are on our way. We are very close. I think we are 27, guys, 27 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subscribers. And that would absolutely mean a lot to us. It would. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, oh, somebody I miss so much. Timothy Fosu-Mensah approached by 2 clubs as he is available as a free agent after leaving Bayer Leverkusen 1 year ago. Former Man United player ready to return. I did not know he did not play football last summer. I honestly did not. I honestly did not. Florian Plattenberg, this is about 6 hours ago. He says, understand Liverpool are willing to pay more than, oh my God. Understand that Liverpool are willing to pay more than what Newcastle have offered for Hugo Ekitike. And Eintracht Frankfurt have been informed about it. There's no agreement between Newcastle and Frankfurt yet, despite advanced talks between Newcastle and the Ekitike camp. However, Manchester United are also still involved and are monitoring the situation closely. Oh my God. This is madness. Manchester United cannot even bring out 60. We cannot even bring out 65,000, 65 million. to complete the deal for Brian Buemo. So why are we talking about going um for Hugo Ekitike? It doesn't make any sense. It truly doesn't make any sense. I don't know why we are literally disturbing ourselves about the situation. Just let the thing go, bro. We can do it. We honestly can't. Anyway, one news that is definitely something that we need to talk about is all agreements between Liverpool and Arsenal for world record 1.1 million pounds transfer for Canada's forward Olivia Smith. Personal terms agreed, deal set to be announced eminently for a history in the making. This is from Megan Feringa. I believe I pronounced her name right. If I did not, I apologize. I apologize. But that's really good, man. That's really good about that situation. But one thing I really want us to actually look at is this cat right here. Because PSG, not PSG, but RB Leipzig have absolutely gotten themselves a deal. They've gotten themselves a deal, and this is who I want you guys to check out. Look at this. If you do not know who that is Jonah Bakayoko. That is Jonah Bakayoko, people. A talented player. A talented player from PSV. I believe PSV, yes. A talented player from PSV. He won the league last year with PSV, 2 years in running. He won the league with PSV, and now he moves. He moves to RB Leipzig, and he has basically gotten the situation of being in the um, RB Leipzig brand. It is amazing. That's another winger that Manchester United could have been looking at. And I know that I repeat Manchester United every 5 seconds. But the truth about it is that Manchester United have a lot of options in the market. We have a lot of options in the market. Go into the market and get these things done. We have been dealing with this Brian Mbeumo stuff for literally 1 week right now. I'll be 1 month. It is so frustrating. Anyway, let's talk about Manchester United a bit. Because Manchester United released their new Adidas away kit. And this is absolutely fun. I think I might just cop myself one. I think I might just cop myself one. Of course, this is MUTV. So MUTV, don't break my head about this situation. I'm just going to show a little bit. But this is really good, man. It's really good. The pics, absolutely fire. First and foremost, I hate this background. I don't understand why they did it this way because they could have just done it like Tottenham Hotspurs, what do you call it? Media room. They have a literal screen, the whole screen that basically shows, right? That shows real life of their this thing, and then they take pictures of that. I believe Manchester United still prints these things out as a backdrop, but this right here, this kid right here, Mateus Cunha, Mateus Cunha, nobody I love most in the Premier League right now. I am so excited to watch him. So excited. The kit itself just looks fire. The color itself it looks really comfortable. I like the three stripes. Of course, this is Adidas. And then funny enough, it does give me the vibes of like a goalkeeper um outfit or a goalkeeper's shirt for Manchester United. But another key thing about this situation is the logo here, the solo logo right there. It's the modernized style of what people have been doing lately. Of course, you have the devil and the pitchfork. You understand? It's really good. It's really dope. Of course, Snapdragon is definitely our new guy, so it definitely works well. Look at the ladies. Look at the ladies right there. Everything looking spiffy, looking good, ladies. Come on now. What you talking about? Look at Leticia. I believe that's her name, if I'm not mistaken. Millie Turner and Grace Clinton. Come on now. This is the dude that I am excited for. I can't wait for him to get back. Honestly, cannot wait for him to get back because, brother, we have missed Lisandro Martinez. We have missed Lisandro Martinez, and it's so evident in everything that we do in the back line, in the aggressiveness that we show up. We miss Lisandro Martinez so much. And it's something that we need to absolutely get him back. And not just get him back, but get him back in a situation where we are actually making sure that he stays for the long run. He's not going out. Look at this kid right there. Lenny Yoru, the defensive leader of the future. And maybe the present. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, come on now. Melville Mallard. Melville Mallard. I think is her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name right, but Melvin Mallard. Lesser Grace. Grace Clinton. Come on now. I just like the jerseys. I like the jerseys. I truly do, man. This away jersey, I think out of all the jerseys that we launched, this is the one that I'm actually going to get. I'm actually going to get this one. Look at Dogu and the star boy. Look at the little hair right here. The little hair right here. You know this was last season. Come on, ladies. Gabby George. That's my keep. Gabby George. That's my keep. Ah, Capitan. Man, the girls look good. But yeah, that's it, man. That's the boys right there. And I'm glad this whole situation came out because Manchester United, we need some positivities in our life. The jersey sales, we need some positivity in our life, man. We need a positivity in our life. This right here is something that I truly believe might be a problem in the future. Lamine Yamal wearing the number 10 shirt. It might be a problem. And I'm saying this because of what this shirt holds. This shirt is so heavy. It's just like wearing the number 7 shirt. That shirt is so heavy that it is absolutely asinine for them to give a 17-year-old kid, sorry, an 18-year-old kid, the number 10 jersey. I know he has all the bravado in the world. I know he has all the confidence in the world. But brother, give him the opportunity to grow into it. I understand hand-me-downs are cheapest way to get new clothes, but get yourself more time to grow into it. That's the only thing I have to say about that. I hope it doesn't happen because I saw another talented player wear that shirt and literally get swallowed by it in Ansu Fati. And I hope he doesn't. I hope he rises and he swims. Another player that is definitely on the top of my target in terms of star boys, right? Star boys. Demola Lukman. And Fabrizio Romano basically reported here. He says Demola Lukman still plans to leave Atalanta and Inter are preparing an official bid after talks with its camp. The opening bid can reach 40 million euros as per Co Sport. Atalanta wants more. Atletico also insist for Lukman if they can sell one more attacking player. Don't get me wrong. It has already been reported that Inter has actually gone in for Ademola Lukman. I think they've sent in their official bid already, right? I think they've sent in their official bid already. But in my mind, I feel like Atletico Madrid is where the step up needs to be. I know Inter has gone to the Champions League final twice in 3 years. But Atletico Madrid, you are in Spain. You are in Spain. You are challenging for the title every single year. That's the same thing you get with Inter Milan. But the problem with Inter is that they don't have the money to spend to surround you with talented footballers like they used to. They really don't. Damn, I don't know what is biting me on my back. Jesus, it just hurts. I don't know they have the money to spend for that. And in that case, I feel like the best place to go might be Atletico. But don't get me wrong, you go to Atletico, you are going to be fighting for a lot of things. You're going to be fighting for playing time. You're going to be fighting a new different type of battle because Diego Simeone is the coach. You get me? But then you see here with the reports from Fabrizio Romano, he says Ademola Lookman keen on Inter move after further contacts tonight with his camp. He told Atalanta he wants to leave. Inter will soon submit their initial bid for the Nigerian forward, while Atalanta insist on more than 40 for Italian clubs. Of course, one thing is for sure Atalanta is in Italy. It's an Italian club. So selling to Inter is a tough sell. It is very tough for you to go sell to a club that you are literally fighting against. It is truly, truly devastating to do that. But don't get me twisted. That's how the cookie crumbles. That is how the cookie crumbles. It truly is. It truly, truly is. And one thing is for sure. I really want this to happen. I truly want this to happen. I want him to go to a place where he's going to be challenging for the best of the best trophies. That's what I want. And I hope that's what he gets because he deserves it. One thing about Italian clubs is that they like to sell to themselves. Well, they don't really love it, but it's part of the things. But in this situation, you're looking at Juventus and FC Porto spoke tonight. No deadline for Conceição deal as Porto concede Juventus more days to complete formal steps. Agreement Porto Juve done since Tuesday for fee in excess of 30 million euros in 4 years. Conceição to sign documents to confirm he gives up on his 20%. Hmm, that is definitely one thing for sure. That definitely is something. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And of course, we definitely keep you guys updated with everything that goes on with Pillar Sports and in the world of sports. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Do not fail to turn on your notifications because when you turn on your notifications, you do not miss anything that we do here on Pillar Sports. So thank you very much for joining us today. Much love to everyone that contributed and spoke during the live chat. Spoke in the live chat. And if you guys are just watching at home, let me know your comments down below about the situations. But I definitely understand that the dynamics has to change when it comes to Brian Mbeumo and Manchester United. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button.